Update. In-laws straining my marriage, but it's my fault apparently. Am I the a-hole? Original post. About a year ago, I, 28 female, and my husband, 30 male, allowed my brother-in-law, 19 male, to move in with us to get him out of a rough situation and help him start adulting. This was around May of last year. I agreed to have him move in, with a promise from brother-in-law and my husband that it was only going to be a couple of months until brother-in-law found a roommate to move out with. He was also to pay some rent monthly, as he has a full-time job now, keep his area clean, and help out around the house. Keep in mind, I have 2 children under the age of 5 and also work, and I'm still the housekeeper, cleaning, cooking, etc., while my husband works about 60 hours a week. Fast forward a couple of months, no luck finding a roommate. Brother-in-law is still living with us. Okay, he's young. I'm just going to give him more time to figure this out. I'm trying to be understanding and gracious, as I also had some help getting on my feet at his age. I have confronted brother-in-law a few times asking, "So how is the roommate search going? Have you found an apartment yet?" Only to be answered with shrugs and, "I don't know." I will say at this point, I'm starting to feel in the dark about what is actually going on. As in, is there even a plan for him to move out? Is he even looking for a roommate or an apartment? My husband says just give him more time and that he's working on it. Frustrated, it's Christmas time now, and brother-in-law is requesting to have his girlfriend of 2 years, who lives out of state, move in too, with the promise that she has a job and they will move out in 1 month. I tell my husband that I'm not comfortable with it, as brother-in-law was not supposed to be here at this point in the first place. My husband says I'm overreacting and starts making comments that make me sound like I don't care about his family. Angry, I just shut down and kept my mouth shut to avoid an argument, my next mistake. The girlfriend moves in and, surprise, surprise, doesn't have a job and claims she's been looking for one for 3 months now since living under my roof. Fast forward to now. Rent is no longer being paid, cleaning their own areas has stopped, and there has been absolutely no attempt to find a way to move out of my home. I've quit asking brother-in-law questions to keep myself from becoming furious and have directed all questions toward my husband. At this point, I'm done trusting that my husband has any plan or control in this whole situation, which is driving me insane. Anytime I bring it up to my husband, I'm met with hostility and accusations of just wanting to throw his family out on the street and that I shouldn't be upset because I agreed to it. Agreed to what? Yes, I agreed to brother-in-law moving in for a couple of months. Yes, I graciously gave him extra time to figure things out. At this point, I no longer feel comfortable in my own home. And every day my husband and I argue about it, which always turns into very ugly outcomes. We don't even sleep in the same bed anymore. I'm annoyed that I've been conned into taking on 2 grown adults while trying to raise my own family. I'm angry that I'm being made out to be the bad guy when all I wanted was to be helpful. I don't know what to do anymore. I guess my main question to the Reddit world is, am I the a-hole because I let this all happen in the first place? Now for the top comments before reading the update. You have a husband problem. Get into marriage counseling. Find alternate housing for you and the kids. Now, if counseling doesn't work out, take your kids and visit family or friends for a couple of weeks and let him sort it out with his brother. And then tell him the condition that you will return home is when they are gone, or you won't return and you can divorce. And the house better be clean from their mess, because OP shouldn't have to come home and clean up after his family. Tell hubby if they don't move out, then you will. Stop letting them guilt you for something that has nothing to do with you, but a promise that they made. And why did you let girlfriend move in? It really is getting to that point, and it's because I'm an idiot is why she moved in. You're not an idiot. You're too nice to his family, and they abuse your kindness. I'm sorry they treat you like that. It is your fault. You allowed yourself to get into this situation because you have no backbone, and you're allowing yourself to be treated like a welcome mat. You need an adult meeting with the 4 of you. You need a timeline of when these adults are leaving your home. If your husband doesn't support this, you need a timeline of when you're removing yourself and your children from this environment. You need to follow through. You're not the a-hole though. Thanks for the honesty. I do feel it is my fault for allowing it to go this far without any real action on my part. I guess this is a learning opportunity for me to not internalize my feelings until it's too late. Now for the first update. First, I would like to say thank you all for the different perspectives. Most of the responses said I should just kick all three of them out and say good riddance. I will say, some of the responses gave me a good little laugh in this extremely frustrating situation, so thank you for that too. Taking everything into consideration, I gave my husband an ultimatum last night and I'm sticking to it. They need to be gone by June 1st, with all rent paid according to how I laid it out, or else I'm moving out with the kids into an apartment. I'm also not cooking for them, just enough for me and the kids. All laundry detergent and toiletries will be kept in my closet, and the internet password will be changed. Now, before I get 2 months is too much time for them. Hear me out. This is also time for me to get my ducks in a row should I actually be moving out. In theory, I'll know by mid-May if they are serious about moving out if they haven't lined anything up by then. I really do doubt my husband wants this to actually happen, me and the kids moving out, but I wouldn't put it past him to think I'm bluffing. All in all, I would hope it doesn't have to come to that point. I am happy to learn though, after sketching a quick budget, that I would be able to support myself and both of my children with my own income if worst comes to worst. Thanks again. What did your husband say? He was surprisingly not as hostile as he usually has been. I say not as because there was no yelling or swearing. He pretty much said I was overreacting and crazy to think that would even need to happen in the first place, since they'll be out by then. If you could see my eye roll right now, shaking my head. Yeah, he doesn't believe you have any intention of actually leaving. I would let him know if you leave, there will be no reconciling, and you will divorce and demand the house be sold. So one way or another, they will be moving out. I do see what you're saying, because I thought about how to go about selling the house if I leave. I will be honest and say that at this exact moment, I'm not looking for divorce. I'm willing to give him the opportunity to at least try to salvage the mess he created. Unfortunately, it might just take me stepping out to realize where he messed up. On the other hand, if it does turn into divorce, at least I'll already have me and my kids established in a new place. Based on how your husband has dealt with this situation, I hope he is not calling your bluff, but be ready. Good luck. Oh, he absolutely is. And then he'll have shocked Pikachu face when she leaves. It was all so sudden, and he had no idea why. Ah yes, the good old it came out of nowhere shtick. Second update. So here we are, getting really close to June 1st. And yes, they are still living in my house. Here's where things are getting gray for me, and I need all the advice possible. I was recently diagnosed with stage 2 hypertension, and am working on getting that under control. I have chronic anxiety and experience rolling panic attacks that last up to a week, sometimes twice a year. Since my last post, I had a 4-day episode, as well as the diagnosis. The doctor says I'm far too young to have a diastolic pressure chilling at 97 and will be dead in 15 years if I don't make changes now. Since then, I've been stepping back and focusing on myself, getting healthy, losing weight, etc. With that said, my husband has been a lot nicer to me and helping out around the house so I can focus on myself and the kids. The constant shouting has basically stopped. The gaslighting is non-existent. And for once, I actually feel confident about my future. Since the diagnosis, the energy in my house has completely changed. For the better, I think. Brother-in-law's girlfriend got a full-time job at the end of last month, and to my surprise, has been sticking with it. Also, rent has been paid since I laid down the law back in March. They've picked up the cleaning routine, buy their own groceries, and actually seem to be doing well for themselves. The girlfriend has even been helping me out with the kids if I seem too stressed. They're actively looking at apartments and attempting to move out, but it's looking like they want to push out the June 1st deadline. Would I be showing myself as a doormat if I let them stay a couple more weeks? Or is it my obligation to follow through with the original deadline? I have a feeling my husband had a lot to do with them getting their act together, which I'm grateful for. Kinda sucks that I had to risk a stroke to get through to him though, but that's another topic for another day, I think. Next morning update. I put my kids down for the night last night, and I brought the deadline up to my husband again. I calmly asked, "Hey, June 1st is coming up. Any progress?" "No." "Are you going to talk to them about it?" "No." Then he flipped really bad. Started yelling at me at the top of his lungs. I told him we had an agreement, and he basically told me to hell with the agreement. I lost it, guys. I told him it's obvious he doesn't care about me or my feelings, and that he's welcome to leave with them too. He said, "Okay, tell me when you want me out." I told him June 1st was already the date. He shut down, stopped talking, and stormed out the door, saying he wasn't going to fight about it tonight. I tried calling and messaging him. No response. He turned off his location. He came back late last night and didn't say a word. Woke up this morning and then tries to small talk with me like nothing happened. I ignored it all. Not because I'm trying to be petty, but because I genuinely don't know how to process this. My oldest woke up today and asked, "Why is Daddy not staying at our house anymore?" So knowing that my 4-year-old heard all of this commotion is devastating me. Please don't let them stay for a couple more weeks, because it won't be a couple more weeks. The reason they're all being nice now is because you got a health scare. Be honest with yourself and ask yourself if this change would have happened if you didn't need to focus on yourself more. Once you get better or see that you look better regardless of how you're truly feeling, they'll go back to the old ways. Stick to the June 1st deadline. And now you have even more reason, although you didn't need one before, to not want to have to deal with other people at home, where it should be your safe space to relax and not worry about whether they'll keep pretending to be nice or how long it's gonna last. I hope you get better, and I truly wish you all the best. Thank you for the advice. I put an update in the post. Last night didn't go well at all. Looks like I may be a single mom now. Looking back, I definitely see where I was putting myself last to save the peace. But for what? My kids need me alive and happy. If anyone is going to be put first over myself, it's going to be my kids. Period. Point blank. I doubt they are going to leave on June 1st. Do you have anywhere to go? Your parents? You should be ready to move if they don't. My parents are close in proximity to me, and they know everything that's going on, and are ready for me and my kids to move in at moment's notice if needed. I'll be working on eviction notices, because the house is in my name. I know that I said in previous posts that I was going to move out, but I decided it's not my place to leave this house. It's theirs. It's June 1st now. What's happening? Are they out? Divorce papers on the way. No, they are not, with no plan. My husband refuses to kick them out for the sake of family. He's going to act surprised and blame everything on me, but I know it's not my fault. I'm over it. My health has severely declined with all the stress, and my kids have been acting out. It's time to turn a new leaf. Now for the final update. They are out. Moved out about a month ago. Life as I know it is getting back to normal again. My husband got the message with the divorce papers. Since then, we've been having way more open communication, and I've decided to hold off on proceeding with the divorce at the moment, to see if there is anything worth saving in this relationship. I've had some more health issues come up, and I'm going through a couple of procedures next week. That has been my main focus for the past couple of weeks, hence the no reply for a while. I appreciate all the support and advice from everyone. I am taking every day still here on this earth as a blessing, especially now that I have peace in my home and can sit back and breathe. I also had a conversation with my husband about whether he actually cares enough about me to stay through my procedures and possible diagnosis, because I do not want to live what could be my last days with someone who isn't there physically, emotionally, and mentally. He has taken off work next week to take care of me throughout it all, and I'm just going to go from there. Last story. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law that looks do matter? She claims I am calling her ugly and don't value her professional capabilities. My brother's wife, Gabby, 33 female, is a generally nice person, but I would say she is kind of immature for her age and fails to understand how society works. She has been trying to get a job for the past few months with no success, even though she has attended a lot of interviews. She complains a lot about companies posting fake openings, companies not valuing hard workers anymore, and competent people not being given a chance anymore. She even complains that she is not hired due to her age, which is not true at all. I, 31 female, work in management. I started as a team leader when I was 22 at my dad's company and advanced over the years, now working in upper management. I have been recruiting employees ever since, and honestly, I would bet money she is being refused because of how she presents herself. She doesn't care at all about her appearance and puts no effort into looking presentable for these interviews. She will wear baggy clothes or sundresses, tie her hair up in a really messy bun. Messy as in just woke up from sleep, not messy in the stylish, intentional way. She wears no makeup, and her nails are generally unkempt, as in, you can clearly see when she has been gardening the day before. Her reasoning is that she is great at what she does. She has an education and experience, and she has more to offer than a nice face. While that might be true, the cruel reality is that the first impression is the most important. So if you look like you don't give a damn about an interview, how could the recruiter trust that you would actually put effort into your job? Anyway, after once again hearing her complaining to the family about her never-ending drama, I told her that maybe she could try a new approach when attending interviews and put more effort into her appearance. She asked me what I meant, and I told her that maybe she could try dressing more professionally, styling her hair, and trying to look good. Once again, she gave me the looks don't matter speech and turned to my brother for support. My brother loves her a lot and tends not to tell her things to her face so he doesn't hurt her feelings. So he told her that she is beautiful no matter what. I called him a hypocrite and told him she might be beautiful to you, but she does not present herself in a beautiful way in front of the people whom she expects to give her a job, so you are not helping her at all. You should make her understand how society works, instead of enabling her delusions and watching her get disappointed afterward. The funny thing is, my brother is a lawyer. He is always dressed like he came out of a magazine, suits and shirts on a daily basis, designer shoes, etc. He never goes to work or meets his clients in jeans or sports clothes. I would never go to negotiate a deal with a business partner looking like her. My brother knows all of this, since he grew up in this world and fully knows how much looks matter. The aftermath is that Gabby started crying and said I was calling her ugly. I told her that I am not calling her ugly, just unkempt. I don't want to hurt her feelings, but I also don't want to lie to her. My brother does this enough, and I feel she should hear the truth no matter how crappy it is. Maybe it will help her see things in a different way. Am I the a-hole? Now for the comments. I mean, you don't have to be beautiful to get a job, but she should look professional and not unkempt. I don't ever wear makeup, nor do I dye or style my hair. I am very average looking and really don't care. Having said that, when I go to work, my clothes are clean and fresh. I smell fresh. My hair is neat and clean. My clothes fit well, are clean, pressed, with no holes, loose threads, or unraveled seams. Showing up with dirty nails and messy clothing and hair is unprofessional. It isn't about level of attractiveness. It's about looking professional, and that professionalism does matter. I mean, you don't have to look beautiful to get a job, but being a Nepo baby helps. Still doesn't invalidate her point. If the Nepo baby showed up unkempt and messy all the time, they wouldn't be respected and would not do well with clients.